These days, it's easy to assume that every budget phone is just another compromise, cheap build, slow performance, and the same old boring design. But then I tried the Nothing Phone 3A, and honestly, it broke that stereotype in the best way possible. For under $400, I wasn't expecting much, but what I got was a surprisingly smooth, stylish, and smart device that made me question if I really needed my $1,000 flagship anymore. This is my full review of the Nothing Phone 3A, a phone that doesn't just look different, it feels different too. Design, weird but practical. At first glance, with its 6.77-inch display and somewhat thick bezels, the 3A looks big and not exactly ergonomic. But once you actually hold it, it feels surprisingly comfortable. The back is made of glass, while the plastic frame doesn't feel cheap at all. In fact, it helps the phone sit securely in hand even without a case. It comes in white, black, and a very attractive deep blue. And unlike the previous model, which had a plastic back, this one features Nothing's signature transparent design. Minimalist, curious, and instantly eye-catching thanks to the visible internals and those signature LED glyphs. It's easily one of the most unique looking phones on the market. The only drawback in design, it's just a bit too large. The balance and weight are fine, but the overall bulk can be noticeable. Luckily, both the 3A and 3A Pro are protected by Panda Glass and come with IP64 certification, meaning some resistance against dust and water splashes. Display, big, bright, and smooth. The 6.77-inch OLED panel has a crisp FHD Plus resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate, which is at the strong point. It's bright enough even outdoors, and thanks to 2160Hz PWM dimming, it's comfortable to use in low light without straining your eyes. Whether you're watching videos, editing photos, or just scrolling, the screen performs really well. It also supports 10-bit color depth and hits a peak brightness of 1300 nits. Software and user experience. The phone runs Nothing OS 3.1 based on Android 15, and Nothing has promised 3 years of major Android updates and 6 years of security patches, which is pretty impressive at this price point. Nothing's UI stands out, with its monochrome theme, playful animations, creative sound effects, and unique widgets. And if you're not into the quirky Nothing style, there's an option to simplify it and make it closer to stock Android. One of the highlights is a new feature called Essential Space, powered by AI and tied to a physical essential key on the side of the phone. This lets you quickly capture and organize content like screenshots, voice notes, and photos, all in one smart hub. Here's how it works. Single click takes a screenshot and sends it to Essential Space. Long press records audio along with the screenshot. Photo capture mode takes a quick photo and sends it to Essential Space for auto tagging or smart notes. Everything is stored in one place and organized intelligently. AI transcribes voice notes, extracts useful info like time and location, and can even auto-create tasks and reminders. To access it anytime, just double press the Essential key. Performance powered by the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3, the 3A sits squarely in the mid-range category. But in real-world use, it doesn't disappoint. From social media and daily multitasking to even some heavier games like Genshin Impact, it runs smoothly without noticeable overheating. The base model comes with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, and there's also a 12 or 256GB version available. Battery and charging. The 5000 mAh battery paired with 50-watt fast charging delivers a solid experience. You can easily get a day and a half, even 2 days of use with moderate to heavy usage. There's no wireless charging, which is expected at this price, but power efficiency is excellent. And while battery life is slightly shorter than the previous generation, it's still among the best in this segment. Cameras, good enough for most people. The main camera is a 50 megapixel Samsung GN9 sensor that performs very well in daylight. Portraits are solid too, but like many mid-rangers, zoom and low-light photography are where it struggles. Telephoto, a dedicated 2x zoom lens with no OIS, so expect shakier shots in low light or with hand movement. Ultra-wide, an 8 megapixel Sony IMX35 5 sensor average performance in good light, noticeable quality drop in darker scenes. Selfie camera, a 32 megapixel front-facing camera that shoots up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and the results are very usable for video calls and social media. Main camera supports 4K at 30 frames per second, but low-light videos tend to suffer in focus and detail. Photo quality summary: main camera, daylight, excellent textures, building edges, and even shadows are captured clearly. Very good highlights and shadows are balanced even in harsh sunlight. Strong in the center, slight drop at the corners. Expected at this price. Natural and accurate, balanced good contrast in both bright and shadowed areas. Night mode. Performance. Highlights are well controlled, no overexposure from light sources. Dark areas retain enough detail without excessive noise. Colors are accurate, white balance is solid. Slight softness in very dark corners is expected and not a deal breaker. Selfie camera in daylight, skin texture, hair, and even shirt patterns are crisp. Face and background are both well lit, realistic and balanced. Skin tones, noise, very low, processing, natural, no excessive smoothing or beauty filters. Ultra wide lens, daylight, wide, and useful for landscapes or architecture. Lower sharpness than the main lens, especially at edges. Well-tuned colors, consistent with the main cam. Unique features, glyph lights. Customizable LED strips on the back for calls, music, notifications, and timers. Composer app lets you create custom ringtones using light and sound. Essential space widgets. View quick notes, tasks, and reminders directly from your home screen. Deep customization. From home layout to hiding folders with invisible icons. Nothing lets you tweak almost everything. Final verdict. Is it worth it? Absolutely. The Nothing Phone 3A is one of the best mid-range phones of 2025. It's a standout design, clean software, long battery life, smooth performance, and the smart features make it a no-brainer under $400. It does lack some things like wireless charging, eSIM, or great secondary cameras, but those are fair compromises for the price. If you're looking for something unique, reliable, and affordable, this phone is a solid pick. If the camera is your top priority, you might want to check out the Pro model instead. Top competitor, Xiaomi 410T. If you want lightweight software, a unique design, and solid long-term support, go with the Nothing Phone 3A. But if you're after better gaming performance, faster charging, more water resistance, and a more color-accurate display, the Xiaomi 14T has the edge.